I love teaching at Macomb. It's a wonderful place where we have very small class sizes, so I get that one-on-one student interaction that you don't get in a lot of other college settings.
The thing I like most is the interaction that you have with the students. The thing I dislike the most is the fact that the semester comes to an end.
I have an administration that's very supportive of what we do as faculty, and we have a great deal of academic freedom.
Teaching here at Macomb, it's been a great pleasure.
I can't think of a better group of students to work with than the kids that are in my classes here. And they're not all kids, there's all different ages, and they're great, great students. I go all over and tell everybody how great my students are, so I enjoy Macomb tremendously.
As a culture, we have gravitated more and more to the visual arts, and I think to be able to talk about them, film, television, now with everybody having a camera on their phone, we are much more a visual society than we were tied to the printed word. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I would argue as strongly for literature classes. But yeah, I think it's important to be able to look at images and begin to understand the manipulation that's going on. We are faced with economic manipulation every day by virtue of television advertisements.
I think the best decision you can make while preparing for your education is to enroll in a language class. I think it'll open a door to another culture, but also improve your profile in terms of your career opportunities. So it'll make your profile stand out when applying for another job. It shows that you have the resilience to learn a new language and the discipline to acquire and expose yourself to another culture.
One of the things that we've been looking at in the history class just recently was the Great Depression, and the lessons that we can learn from the Depression, into terms of the Great Recession, if we wish to call it that, that we've just, sort of gotten ourselves through. But the fact of the matter is that the Great Depression was part of a cycle that, occurred, in the 1890s, had occurred in the 1870s, and why hadn't we learned anything from those previous cycles to enable us to prevent what was occurring then, recently?
The subject of communications is enormously important because people are going to be using language for a very long time. And literacy is, to me, important professionally, but it's also important to our functioning as adults and citizens.
Well, philosophy is relevant to any career field. Though most people, when they think of philosophy, they think, oh, it's something only they do in academia. And yet we do philosophy every day. It's part of our lives. Students problem solve. People problem solve. We try to determine what is morally right. We look at different cultures and, is that correct? Is that incorrect? When you make business decisions, it's all about problem solving. And we do it all the time. It's not about learning set facts and applying facts. It's about the problem solving of the whole situation. It's looking at it from different angles, from different perspectives, looking at it objectively. In other words, taking out your personal biases and trying to see the problem from a different perspective.
Psychology is relevant for a student that wants to complete a degree in business for several reasons. One, in having a background and some knowledge of psychological principles, it'll help students in interviewing, it'll help you in working in teams, certainly give insight with regard to consumer behavior and servicing customers and clients, working with the public, and also for self-discovery. So helping people to develop themselves as an employee, as future leaders of tomorrow and future managers and even business owners for that matter. So regardless of the field or chosen career path, psychology is something that will help students in understanding themselves and other people as they navigate their chosen career path.